the civil services, the judicial system. Understood? So here administration means what? Administration means looking after the citizens, or in country how the rules and regulations are there, how the people are being appointed to the job, how the working is going on in the country. Either it might be industries, transport, communication, what all it is. So that all comes under administration. How it is going on in the country. So in that first is civil services. Civil services, Lord Cornwallis introduced the administration of civil services. The system of appointing employees for the purpose of trade was done by the East India Company from the beginning. So here the civil services, it was first started by Lord Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis, he was the Governor General of India from 1986 to 1793. Understood? He was Governor General of India. So he introduced this commercial services system. Why he introduced? Because he wanted people to be employed in trade centers in East India Company. The company also provided permission for private workers to trade. By using these opportunities, employers made money, became corrupt through illegal means. So to control this, in 1773, the government of England implemented Regulating Act in India. So here, by this civil services, what happened? The private workers, they were brought under government sectors, because the civil services was started by government, by Lord Cornwallis. So here the private workers, they were brought under government sector. So here, to bring from private to government sector, there what happened? The officers who brought these workers, they became corrupt. Understood? They started taking money illegally and they earned a lot of money. Financially they became more strong. So when the East India Company came to know about this, to stop this, they introduced Regulating Act in 1773. Money which was illegal. Understood? In 1800, Lord Cornwallis opened Fort William in Calcutta for the benefit of people aspiring to join civil services. Understood? So here, in 1800, again Lord Cornwallis, what happened? The people, they should be appointed in civil services, so he opened a college at Calcutta. And what was the name of that college? Fort William College. But this initiation did not find support from the directors of the East India Company. As a result, all the appointments till 1853 were done by the directors. So here, he opened a college in Calcutta, but it was not at all supported by the directors of East India Company. East India Company had many directors. So those directors, they did not support it for Lord Cornwallis. So what happened? Up till 1853, in 1800 the college was opened. From 1800 to 1853, up till 1853, the appointment of the employees was done by directors. From 1853 onwards, the appointments of civil services were done through competitive examinations. This did not benefit Indians much. The British continued to suspect the efficiency of the Indians. Lord Cornwallis argued all the natives of Hindustan are completely corrupt. As a result, only lower grade jobs were given to Indians. So here from 1853 onwards, up till 1853, the directors appointed the people or the workers. But after 1853, what happened? Competitive exams were there. Understood? The Indians and the Britishers who were there in India, they all wrote competitive exams, but the Indians partiality was done. The Indians would get all the lower jobs and all the higher jobs, class 1 jobs were given to the Britishers. So it was a discrimination done between the Indians and the Britishers. Understood? So next is the judicial system. judicial system. A new judicial system started finding roots when the British rule began taking over from the Mughal rule. So the Mughals, they were the last rulers, last dynasty in India, but they were very strong and they had a large empire in India. So the Britishers, what happened? From Mughals, they started taking all the powers and they started introducing new rules, regulations and laws. So here, after the Battle of Buxar, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam handed over the Diwani rights, the authority to collect the land taxes to the British. Understood? So here, you know the Battle of Buxar. So after Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam he handed over all the collection of the taxes, the rights to the Britishers. Understood? By that Diwani rights, that is collection of the taxes over the land, he handed over that all to the Britishers. And the Britishers, what happened? They introduced dual government or dual administration in Bengal. With this, dual administration came into effect in Bengal region. This is also called as dual governance. Under this, the authority to collect land taxes, civil and judiciary were given to the Indian officials. Understood? Dual administration. Dual means two. Understood? Dual administration was carried on or introduced by the Britishers. According to this administration, what happened? The Indians were given rights to collect the taxes. Understood? Not permanently to take the taxes. Only they were given the rights to collect the taxes from those regions. Whereas the British retained the authority of managing the revenue collected. Later on, the British thought of bringing more centralized judicial system in India. See, the Indians, they had only regarding judiciary, civil and all to collect the things or taxes. But the Britishers, what happened? They would do the further work. Means the Indians and the Britishers both did the work. And the Britishers, what they did? Whatever the revenue was collected, they managed that all things. Understood? They managed all the revenue. And later on, what happened? A new judicial system was started by the Britishers. Later on, the Britishers thought of bringing more centralized judicial system in India. With the implementation of this system, the British overtook the authority of the Mughal and established their supremacy in India. This was attained by implementing new judicial system in India. So later on, as the days were passing, the Britishers, what they did? They thought of starting a new judicial system in India. By introduction of new judicial system, what they wanted to do? They wanted to bring their own rules, laws, and they wanted the Indians to follow those all rules and laws. So here a new judicial system was implemented in India. According to the administrative plans devised by Warren Hastings, who took over the administration as governor in 1772, two types of courts were needed to be established in each district. A Diwani Adalat as a civil court and a Fauzdari Adalat as a criminal court. So here, Warren Hastings, he was also a Governor General from 1773 to 1785. So he brought in a new judicial system and introduced two types of court. One is Diwani Adalat and another one is Fauzdari Adalat. So in Diwani Adalat was a civil court. Civil court means regarding any disputes and all other like land, tax, whatever it is, those all were done in Diwani Adalat. And in Fauzdari Adalat only criminals. Understood? Like killing, murdering. Understood? These all criminal cases would be going on. So it was a criminal court and it was a civil court. Diwani Adalat was a civil court. Fauzdari Adalat was a criminal court. And the Britishers, according to them, whatever the rules, laws were there, the Indians also had to follow. In these civil courts, Hindus were dispensed justice as per the Hindu scriptures and the Muslims as per the Sharia. So here, in civil court, if the Hindus they committed any wrong thing and all, the Hindus were punished according to their sacred books. Means in the religion how it is, they were punished according to that. And the Muslims, if the Muslims had done any wrong thing, they were also punished according to their religious book, that is Sharia. Slowly the British legal procedures were introduced in the criminal courts. The civil courts came under the administration of European officers. Though the criminal courts were under the control of Qazis, they were functioning under the supervision of European officers. So here, slowly starting when the courts were introduced, that is Diwani Adalat and Faujdari Adalat, when they were introduced, the earlier starting what happened, the Hindus were punished according to their religion, the Muslims were punished according to their religion. But as the days were passing, slowly what happened, the Britishers, they brought their own rules and own laws, and either it might be Hindu or Muslim, they had to follow or they had to be punished according to the rules of the Britishers. In criminal court, earlier, understood, the Qazis were there to take or to control the courts, but they took any decision regarding the European officers. And so whatever the Europeans said, based on that only they took the decision, and the criminals would be punished. So this much is about the judicial system. Understood? First of all, it was introduced by Lord Cornwallis, and later on Warren Hastings started this system. So here, civil services and judicial system. Civil services was introduced by Lord Cornwallis as he was the Governor General, and in 1800 he started a new college. But from 1853, Fort William College is started. But from 1853, competitive exams were held, and based on those exams only, the people, either it might be Indian or Britishers, they were appointed. But all the class 1 jobs were given to the Britishers, and all the lower grade jobs were given to the Indians. And later on, Warren Hastings, as the Governor General of India, he started two courts. One is civil court and another one is criminal court. That is Diwani Adalat and Faujdari Adalat. Next is police system. This is here police system, how it was at that time. Police system. The police are in charge of maintaining the internal law and order situation. Lord Cornwallis implemented the efficient police system in India for the first time. He created the new post of Superintendent of Police, that is SP. He divided a district into many stations and put every station under a kotwal. So here, police system was started by whom? By Lord Cornwallis. So police system was more necessary, it was needed. Why? To maintain law and order, to maintain peace in those regions. Understood? So here Lord Cornwallis, he started a new post called Superintendent of Police, that is SP. Still now we call SP and all in police system. So that is Superintendent of Police. It was started by Lord Cornwallis. So here see, he divided a district. If a district was there, he divided it into many stations. And he put every station, means for every station there was a head. He was called as a kotwal. It was another post. Similarly, he put every village under the care of Chowkidar. Kotwal was made accountable for thefts, crimes and other law violations at village level. So here, as districts were divided into different stations and kotwal was the head of that station. In the same way, in village, in that station, the head was Chowkidar. Understood? If in village any robbery or any crime went on, at that time what happened? The kotwals went there and punished the criminals. Understood? So this is how the police system worked. The severe drought of 1770 led to the weak law and order situation. Hence the entire police system was brought under the control of the British officers. So here in 1770, due to drought means there where rain will not be there, agriculture produce will be very less. Understood? So due to that what happened, the law and order was disturbed and it was a very bad situation. Hence the police officers what happened, they could not control the situation. The system of appointing British magistrates started in 1781. The The police officers were under the power of the magistrates. So see here, the appointing of the British magistrates. Magistrates means judges in the court. It was started in 1781 and the police system was under the power of the magistrates. The police system underwent continuous change. In 1861, the police law was implemented. This law is the base of good law and order administration. So here the magistrates, they were appointed, British magistrates, in 1781 onwards, and the entire police system, the police was controlled under the power of magistrates. The police officers, they were under the control of magistrates. And here by 1861 police law was implemented, means whatever the laws were there earlier, again they were changed and a new law was implemented in 1861. Due to the implementation of this police law, what happened? The law and order was working more efficiently. Understood? It was easy for the police officers to maintain law and order in the areas. But Indians were not appointed for the post of officers. In 1902, the Police Commission law allowed the appointment of suitable educational qualification for the post of the police officers. In spite of all these measures, the discrimination against the Indians did not end. So see, the police officers were not Indians, only the Britishers were the police officers. So in 1902, Police Commission law was started. These all laws are very important. So in 1902 Police Commission law was started. According to that commission law, what happened? Those who were educationally eligible to the police officer posts, they were appointed. But still what happened? The discrimination between the Indians and the Britishers was there. Understood? It was not removed. But still the Indians, they did not have rights to become the police officers. Police officers, magistrates, those all were Britishers. Means the class 1 post, those all were given to the Britishers. The Indians had to face again lot of problem. So next is military system. So this military system I will explain in next video. I would like to stop here only. And here next, that land tax policy is there, it has been dropped from your syllabus. So I think you have understood here, and I will stop here only. Thank you, students.